In the last video, we saw Alien's father and grandfather talking to Sejun through the giant statue while he was anticipating the attack of the Ent monsters. They thanked Sejun for helping Alien, but her grandfather Kaiser was not happy that he was taking all the attention of his granddaughter. They even asked Sejun to take over the management of the tower on Alien's behalf because she has much to learn before she becomes able to do it by herself. But before that, they decided to help Sejun out by taking care of the attacking tree monsters. The dragon statue flew high in the sky and then obliterated the Ents with a single blast of breath, and then Kaiser told Sejun to go to the place where the Ents were to get something useful. Sejun found the corrupted Ent's enhanced seed, consuming which would increase all his stats by 10. But he was grossed out by the idea of eating it, so he told Kaiser that he would eat it after cooking. The old dragon was also curious about his cooking, but Sejun only had some cherry tomatoes in his pocket at the moment, so he gave it to him through the warping device in the statue's mouth. Kaiser loved the taste of the cherry tomatoes so much that he ran out of his gaming chair to tell his son about them, and Sejun thought that he lost connection with him. In the meantime, Kyung started fancying a huge branch of the corrupted Ent because he wanted to use it as a weapon. Sejun told him to forget about it because the branch was too big and he wouldn't be able to use it well. Kyung was disappointed, but then suddenly he touched the branch and realized that it was actually an item. He touched the branch, and it instantly shrank to his size, becoming the perfect weapon for him. This chapter starts with a training session between Kyung and the Black Warrior Rabbit. Kyung challenges the Black Rabbit, confident that he will win with his new weapon in hand, but the rabbit tells him to bring it on. They charge at each other and begin clashing their weapons, while Sejun just watches them from the comfort of his front porch along with other rabbits. Just then, a silver wolf comes there and calls out to Sejun. Sejun turns around to see that the wolves have brought their quota of the red locusts, and even exceeded it. Sejun tells them that they did a good job, but then asks why Elka is not with them. The wolf leading the group informs him that currently, Elka is heading towards the magic tower to meet the hamster mage Iona, who is currently absent from the battlefield. Sejun is curious about this sudden development. He asks what business Elka has with Iona and then questions if everything on the 67th floor is going well. The wolf nervously tells him that while they were collecting the red locust corpses on the 67th floor, their attack pattern suddenly changed. They were hit by an unexpectedly strong attack. Sejun freaks out on hearing this, and he immediately begins checking on the wolf, asking if he is okay. He is worried about everyone else too, and the wolf tells him that everyone is fine thanks to the lizardmen and the mercenaries. The wolf looks low-key happy on being pet by Sejun and explains that the red locusts are launching really concentrated attacks now, and the tough blade green onions planted to stop them are barely visible. The red locusts are piling up their dead bodies in the tough blade green onion patches, covering them and rendering them useless. However, the silver lining to this issue is that most of the red locusts are dying in attempts to block the tough blade green onions. Their numbers are not yet strong enough to break through the defense line yet. As a precaution, they have decided to inform the magic tower in advance and ask them for support in case they need it later. The wolf concludes by saying that there is no major issue for now, and Sejun is relieved, but deep inside, something is eating up at him, and he is worried about all the people who are on the lower floors. At the same time, in the Passage Village, Elka is visiting the Gravity Magic Tower where Iona resides. To his dismay, Iona isn't in her office right now. He asks the receptionist at the tower to confirm what she just said, and she repeats that Iona is out of the tower right now. She asks him to leave a message, and she will pass it to her when she returns. Elka is getting impatient, and he tells the receptionist that the matter is about the 67th floor, so it is urgent. He asks if she knows when Iona is going to return, but the receptionist doesn't even look up from her screens as she says that Iona is a very busy person and she can't say when she will return. The desperate Elka asks her if she can at least tell him where Iona is going. The receptionist finally looks up and tells Elka that she heard that Iona was going to the Granner village. That rings a bell in the minds of Elka and his men, and they recall that it is Theo's village. Meanwhile, Theo is confidently strutting through the Passage Village, bossing around his new interns. Everyone gives him confused gazes, wondering what the hell is wrong with this cat, but Theo pays them no mind. He shouts at the interns, telling them to follow him properly. While the two lackeys are ahead, Oren is quite behind them, and he rushes ahead to reach Theo, pushing and bumping into people on his way. And then he bumps into someone he should not have and makes a tiny hamster with a magic staff fall to the ground. He falls down too and then gets furious because of that. He yells at the hamster magician Iona, asking why the hell is she loitering in front of someone else and making them fall. Ayana is furious too and says that he was the one who bumped into her and fell because of his own mistake, so he has no right to be angry at her. Oren calls her a little rat and asks if she has a death wish, and that is like a racist slur for Ayana. She is about to smoke Oren when suddenly Theo comes there, asking Oren why he is not hurrying up. He finds him in a standoff with Ayana and immediately asks her what she is doing here. Ayana greets him as well, and that suddenly makes Oren nervous. He begins sweating as he asks Theo if he knows the hamster, and Theo replies that they have a special relationship because he still has no idea what that means. Ayana freaks out and asks him to stop saying that or people will misunderstand them. Theo doesn't pay her any mind and then asks her if something happened between her and Oren. Oren freaks out as Ayana explains that he bumped into her, and he immediately falls on the ground to apologize. He admits that it was his fault that he didn't see ahead in a hurry and asks Ayana to forgive him. Theo also asks her to forgive Oren just this once because his underling is an idiot, and she agrees to forgive him since Theo asked her. Oren is moved to tears of relief as he hears that, and as he goes to the side, Theo asks Ayana where she is heading. She replies that she wants to meet someone at the Granner village, so she is going there. Theo is surprised to hear that and tells Ayana that Granner village is his hometown. Ayana replies that she had no idea about that and then asks him to accompany her if he is not busy. Theo doesn't like that idea and tells her that he cannot go with her right now without giving her a reason why. Suddenly, Oren clings to him, requesting him to stop by the Granner village. He says that he has some news that he must urgently deliver to his father and begs Theo to take him there. Theo doesn't want to go to the village because right now they must hurry to the 38th floor and sell their items. However, Oren seems too desperate to return home. He says that when they go to the village, he will give Theo 1,000 tower coins because his family is rich. Theo is suddenly inclined to go to the village, and then Oren lays out his final weapon, telling Theo that when they go to the village, everyone will see how successful he has become. Theo starts considering it now, and then Oren says that if the prideful Meryl sees him right now, she will regret dumping him. Well, that was the last nail, and Theo is now ready to go to the village because he wants to show Meryl what she missed out on. He tells Ayana that he will accompany her, and Oren starts celebrating instead. Ayana asks him who is Meryl, and Theo tells her not to worry about her because she is no one to him. However, inside his mind, the only thing is showing off how successful he has become to his old flame. Theo feels wonderful just imagining the scenario, but little does he know that Oren is plotting something else. He smiles, thinking that Theo's carefree attitude will end today. He begins laughing silently and menacingly, thinking that once they get back to the village, Theo will be crawling under his feet again. On the other hand, Ayana is somehow concerned about the mention of Meryl and thinks that things are going to be troublesome. They set out on the journey, and while Theo tells Ayana that the Granner village is a beautiful and peaceful place, Oren walks menacingly behind them. However, when they reach the Granner village, they find something opposite of what Theo had described. The village is an example of poverty, with everyone starving and ailing. Everyone is shocked to see this, as all the cats there look like they have not had anything to eat since a long time. The parents are comforting their starving children, and even the food vendors have nothing to sell to anyone. Theo asks what is wrong with the village because everyone looks like they are starving. He asks one of the interns, Jeff, what is wrong, who replies that he doesn't know what is happening either because things were not this bad when they left the village. Just then, Jeff's mom comes there, and she is really shocked to see him. Jeff is equally shocked to see that his mom and younger brother also look starved. He rushes to her, asking why she looks so thin and what happened to his other brothers. His mom asks him where he has been and then says that they were trying really hard to look for him because they were worried when he didn't return home for too long. Jeff asks her to calm down and explain what happened, and she cries as she says that frog monsters have suddenly appeared in their lake, disrupting the fishing and cutting off the village's only self-sufficient food supply. The village youth gathered to hunt down the monsters, but they were defeated and returned home badly injured. The price of the food from outside the village has skyrocketed, and that means that they can't afford anything to eat. This is why the entire village has been starving except the rich people. Theo asks Jeff's mom if she is talking about the frog monsters that appear occasionally around the lake. They are usually 1 or 2 in number, and Theo says that they should be fairly easy to deal with. However, Jeff's mom tells him that this time, there are thousands of frog monsters in the lake right now. Theo is shocked to hear that, and Jeff's mom starts trembling as she says that a few weeks ago, some people from the Mercenary Association came. But for some reason, the number of the frog monsters has increased since then. Ayana asks her where are those mercenaries right now, and she tells her that they are Oren's father's residence. Theo takes action and unloads the huge pile of fish in his bundle for Jeff's mom and other cats to eat. The cats rush towards the pile of fish, and Theo tells them to distribute it evenly amongst all the villagers and have them take care of their family. The two interns are shocked at his generosity, and Theo tells them not to worry as this comes under the benefit they receive as interns. However, he warns them that if they try to run away into the village, their contract period will be extended twofold. The interns are moved by his kindness and thank Theo, who gets ready to meet the mercenaries. He calls Oren, telling him that they are going to his house, but to his surprise, Oren is not there. Theo suddenly realizes that Oren ran off, and he freaks out, but Ayana tells him that they can take their time following him. Meanwhile, Oren is running at full speed towards his house. He mocks Theo for thinking that he would keep working under him. He laughs, thinking that no contract can bind him, because as long as he reaches home, there will always be a way to get out of any problem. Well, it seems that he won't reach home after all, because Elka is there to intercept him. He pounces on the unsuspecting Oren, who rolls into a ball out of fear. Elka furiously asks him why he is not with Theo, and questions if he is trying to run away. The trembling Oren tells him that he was not running away, and just hurrying home because something urgent came up. Elka is not satisfied with the answer, and he bares his fangs, telling Oren where is Theo. He threatens to bite him if he doesn't tell him the truth, but then suddenly, another wolf appears behind him, telling him that he won't be able to do so. The second wolf is about to bite Elka's neck, but he is swift and moves out of the way in time. He looks at the one who stopped him and finds that it is a confident-looking black wolf mercenary who is probably hired by Oren's dad. That's all for this video. Let us see what happens when Theo confronts his past in his village, and how does he help out the villagers from their troubles. Elka may find himself against a foe that is on his level, but I doubt anyone on this floor can stand up against Ayana if she decides to join the action. Let's see what happens in the Granner Village arc in the next video. Until then, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already and check out other videos.